All season, people were trying to tear down Brock Purdy, what he was doing, and if he was even a good quarterback at all. And he went out in the Super Bowl and went toe-to-toe against Patrick Mahomes and a very stout Kansas City Chiefs defense. He made some good plays. He missed some throws as well, but hey, that's every single game for every quarterback. Patrick Mahomes had misses on the other side as well. So I think one of the biggest takeaways, again, and what this year really was trying to determine what Brock Purdy is and if he is the future for the San Francisco 49ers at the quarterback position. I believe he is. I think a lot of fans believe he is. I think internally they believe he is. But of course, what we like to do is pull different opinions from different places and kind of share them with you and kind of react to all of that. So we're going to have an opinion from Dan Orlovsky, who called the game, and Brian Baldinger, who's actually going to break down some plays and some of the best throws of the game from Brock Purdy right here.
Let's take a look at 10 of the 23 completions of Brock Purdy and why the 49ers should feel good going forward. Right here, his first option is Ayuk. Second option right there is Jennings. Third option is over the middle to Kittle. And he comes all the way back to this Texas route to McCaffrey on his fourth option. Went through four. All right, now let's watch him right here. Watch this rifle shot off play action. Like, sit there, wait for the hold up, bam, and just rifle it. And on a dead run to Ayuk, 18 yards. And then this one. You get Conley coming in motion right here. And here's the route combination. You're going to get a go route, an arrow route, and you're going to get an out. Now, how do you read it? Right here. Man coverage all the way. There's the arrow, there's the go, and here's the out. And you just layer it right over the top of Jalen Watson, 18 yards and first down. Then you get this. Like this shot right here to Debo is right in front of the free safety. Bam, that safety is driving on it, and he beats the drive of the free safety, Mike Edwards. Then you get this one right here. JJ gets tied up right here. All right, not a free release, but the ball's gone right now. He turns around, the ball's right there, and you go 17 yards. One chunk after another. Then you get this. You get Ayuk on a dig route right here. 5-man rush. Pockets closing. Pedals right in your face, and you rifle it. You hit Ayuk right in the right place. One after another. Then you get blitz zero right here. Here they come. You get two free hitters. Two free hitters coming right at him. And they got a good route on. And he beats the blitz right here to Jennings for a touchdown. And then you get this. How about this shot right here into the hole? Right here, like the ball is being thrown right into that hole. Right there, right past Nick Bolton. Right where it needs to be, in front of the free safety. We're not done. Two more to go here. Here we go. Karlaftis is coming free off the edge. All right, here he comes. You can see it. Now, can you react to it? All right, there it is. McCaffrey's your safety valve, and then he does what McCaffrey does. Makes the guy miss, goes down the sideline. And then on second and 12 in overtime right here, you need a big play. All right? He gets flushed from the pocket. And now, a lot like Mahomes, he just has this ability here just to be able to play. Pull up, put the Jake brake on, get going, and then find juice for a first down. It was a good performance, really good performance. Needed help around him a little bit more.
I'm actually still in the process of breaking down the tape, so I've seen some of these plays, but man, in the early watch, you can see that Brock was absolutely playing some good ball, even on balls that weren't completed and maybe may have been missed. I still think the process was there, and the opportunities that he's trying to give his guys, pushing the ball downfield, even though they weren't able to hit on certain things. I love the thought process. It's there. The everything he's trying to do is within what you would want. And I think Brock continues to prove that even in the biggest game of his career, it just doesn't feel like the moment is too big. And I think that's the biggest key factor here, is that he didn't melt. He didn't throw any interceptions. He's still that guy that we've anticipated he would be. And so obviously we got to see some examples of that on the field by Baldy. But just take a listen to Dan Orlovsky, as, again, he called the game from the booth. And so he, of course, has a perspective as well. And I think I really like what he has to say, and I'm going to react to it right here on the other side.
Assessment of Brock Purdy's play is what?
I thought it was fantastic. Lewis and I are calling the game, Rich. And, Chris, we're having these conversations throughout the game, and Kansas City's offense struggled for, 20 minutes of that football game, and San Francisco's didn't. And we were having this conversation going, this kid doesn't look scared at all. He doesn't look like he's unfazed at all. I mean, he was throwing crossing routes versus tight man coverage or, into some unique zones, and he was dotting it, man. Like he was ripping it. And so, I thought he was sensational. To go against that defense, there hasn't been a lot of quarterbacks this year that played well against Kansas City's defense. Josh Allen played well against them about a month ago. Maybe one or two other quarterbacks. This defense is one of the best in football. And so, to play a game where he avoided 4 or 5 sacks on his own, he didn't give the football away. He obviously has the touchdown pass. He leads them back from the deficit. I thought he was fantastic. There was one play that I thought he made a missed read. It's ended up in incompletion. He has Deebo Samuel on an underneath route and he throws a deep corner to the left. But other than that, man, I thought he played big time ball. And whatever you thought about Brock Purdy going into that game, if you don't come out of that game thinking more positively about him, then we look at football differently, and we'll probably never get on the same page quarterback play-wise.
I'm with you, man. I mean, it's not just tight man coverage. It was, to use a Stuart Scott phrase, like spandex tight coverage. I mean, McDuffie, too. I mean, that play that he made in the end zone early on in the game when he used his offhand to bat down a pass on Samuel in the end zone. I mean, unbelievable.
When he cut that ball loose, I'm sorry to cut you off, but when he cut that ball loose, when I saw Brock climb the pocket and start to launch, I was like, touchdown. When what happened was, you should have a DB come on and talk about it, man, because it's so rare. You saw right when Brock cuts the ball loose, you could feel Deebo start to burst a little bit, and McDuffie peeks back for the ball. We watch defensive backs all the time. They panic, they run through the guy, there's PI. He looked back in the way that he just instinctually knew ball is on its way. And so he could track it, still stay in phase and bat it away. It was because that happened at the end zone that our booth was right above. And I just, when it felt slow in real time, just watching it unfold, and it was artwork by McDuffie. He was the second best player on the field for Kansas City's defense outside of Chris.
The thing that I like about what Dan Orlovsky had to say is that if you come out of this game and you don't think Brock Purdy's a good quarterback, then we just don't see football the same way. That's just what it comes down to. And obviously we understand people are going to take that side of it. They are going to be contrarian, and they're going to continue to push the narrative that Brock Purdy isn't a franchise quarterback, isn't a quality quarterback, because it's fulfilling to their prophecies that they've had all season and that they dug their feet into. And so I really like what Dan had to say, and I agree. If you don't think, Brock Purdy is a good quarterback, then it's what we've been saying all year, right? You either don't watch Brock or you don't know ball. And at this current stage, if you are coming after Brock and trying to discredit him and for what he's been able to do this season, you just don't know ball. That's what it comes down to. Now, was it a perfect game? No. Could he have been better on certain spots? Of course. But the key factor here is, can he sustain success, and can he build on it? And the answer to both of those questions is yes and yes. He can continue to sustain, and he'll be able to build as well. So I really feel confident with Brock, and I think the 49ers have a great opportunity heading into next year with him on a rookie deal for one more season. And I really think that is going to allow them to kind of reload and go after it again. Obviously, it's still a heartbreaking loss. It's still heartbreaking to see all the content that is coming out of this game. It's just another painful reminder after painful reminder of how close we were again to winning the Super Bowl, and it just slipped through our hands. And that's going to be something that will live with us forever. It will be something that we will wake up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat, But it is what it is. The silver lining is we have a quarterback, and that's a good spot to be for the 49ers because it's something that we haven't really been able to say for a while now. So the 49ers have a quarterback, but I want to know do you feel the same way as Baldy, me, Orlovsky? Do you feel like we got a quarterback? Is Brock our guy? I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for updates.